Good morning, Terry, over there bobbing and weaving like Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, I like to do that with the music coming on. That's pretty cool. So,
Well, it was a lot of fun. You were having a lot of fun there. And last night, Sean and Julie were having a lot of fun with young, aspiring trainer Dana Saul. Did you check that one out, Terry?
I did not. I might lost my TV last night for a while, and so
Ooh.
I couldn't even get on to look at our internet and everything. So, and I was going to do it this morning, but then just got busy with this other stuff. But I bet it was good.
Oh yeah, no, these young ladies had a lot of experience, work with a lot of big trainers like Todd Pletcher and so forth, and really kind of an inspirational story, if you will, and a story well worth tuning into if you haven't done so yet. Let's see, getting tagged by PayPal as we come in. So if you didn't check that out yet, make sure you check out Dana, up and coming trainer. You're going to hear more about her in the years to come, I'm certain. You can find that right here on Horse Racing Radar TV, and then tonight, another young aspiring lady. This one is Madison Oliver. Just got her first win not too long ago. We're going to do some work with Madison, but I guess she decided to take a different course, and that was a course to the race course, Terry. And that should be another fun show. And hopefully the folks in Southern California, where it never rains, apparently, but all the time now, hopefully they can check that out. Hey, Scary, how are you today? You had a nice call yesterday on that Irish Pride horse. Good call on that, Scary. I was remembering that when it came through. I was like, yeah, Scary mentioned that horse. So who do you got on top today for us, Scary? Today you are echoing a little bit, my man.
All right.
I don't know why that is. The last couple of days you've been good. Maybe the rain put things back to the way they've been. Yeah, kind of a tough card. I agree. Yesterday's card, we had a lot of the right numbers, Terry. We just didn't get them in the right order. Right? It's like someone gave us the combination. Like these are the numbers to the lock, but now to try to unlock it, we were unable to unlock a lot of bets yesterday. But we are all around a lot of it. So hopefully you went ahead and hit some exactas, trifectas. Today, again, we're going to go with our $100 challenge at Parx, another 11 race card. We'll get started with race number 1, Terry. What do you say about that? He's on mute. All right, here we go. Race number 1 at the Ben Salem track is 1 mile. It's claiming 5,000, non-winners of 2 for the year. Purse is 18 grand. The track is fast, so that's a little bit of upgrade yesterday. A little bit later in the afternoon, it did look like speed started to work its way around, Terry. Maybe speed will work its way around today if it can stay hydrated. That one horse got a pretty good shot to go wire to wire, maybe.
That's right. It's got lots of speed, and there's not too much as much speed as this one has. They may not catch that one. And then there's the other speed in there is the 5 and the 4, and the 4 and the 5 are also pretty good over lace. So,
yeah, what Terry's referring to over here, you see on our spreadsheet. We do 1,000 simulations for early speed, and it looks like, according to our 1,000 simulations, in those 40,000 simulations, 499 times the one horse got the lead. That's a pretty hefty number there. And then over here, we do simulated odds using the speed figures, correct? And from those 1,000, we calculate out who would win these races, and it does look like the 4 horse outrageous bet could be a good bet. Morning line is 2-5. And according to our 1,000 simulations, could be closer to 3-2 and still get value there. Good morning, Bertie. How are you today? Good to see you again. And if you want to know the kind of horse that typically does win at Parx for 1 mile, you do have one that's that does favor early speed. So Terry's one could be the one to beat right here, especially since 31% of them go wire to wire. Post positions 1 through 7 play fair. My man Elvis could have a little bit of a disadvantage at 8 and out. They run a little bit under par. And for the first time today, we'll take a look at what the race shape looks like. Our way to the winner's circle worksheet. E-horses want to go wire to wire. EPs can go wire to wire or sit right off of the leader, so they can pilot or co-pilot. The Ps are typically co-pilots. But here we do see that the 6 horse, which is typically a P, could have some early speed too. Does have some nice early advantages through 2 and 4 furlongs. PCs are co-pilots and sit and coach, and these guys sit and coach and want to close from the back. Early on yesterday, closers hit the winner's circle early. The 4 horse does have the most late pace and the top early pace, late pace combination, Terry. I was a little confused about the track yesterday. Hopefully you're not confused with your bets.
I hope not. I'm going to start out with the number 1, Stay Hydrated. He has an early foot and is trained by Jamie Ness and ridden by Ruben Silveira and likes the distance. Number 4, Outrageous Bet that you were just referring to, drops in class today, and the cutback in distance will help. Number 8, My Man Elvis likes Parx Racing, finishing in the money 43% of the races, winning 12% of those, and likes a distance. He's in the money 57% of the races, and 19% of those he's won. I like the long shot, number 7, The Angry Man. He has the highest speed figure at today's distance. Blinkers are added today. Keep his mind on business, and he has a good 4 furlong workout on January 3rd. And I'm going to make a $1 double bet. I'm going to bet the the one with the 2. I'm sorry, the one with the 3, 6. No, I'm sorry.
It looks like you have the 2, 3, 4,
yeah,
5, 6.
Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8.
Yes, sir. Barry says we should have over 30 thumbs up today. You know, we have 30 people watching the show like usual. Usually we get a little, it varies, but we've been getting around 500, 800 throughout the course of the day for the show. So we appreciate everybody coming in. We do appreciate the thumbs up. We will have some more content in 2023. So make sure that you hit that like button, you hit that subscribe button, you hit that bell, because when that new content comes along, you're going to want to make sure you see it. We're going to take you behind the scenes at some tracks this year. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. For me in race number 1, I like outrageous bets. I like to make outrageous bets, Terry. Actually, I don't make outrageous bets. Maybe sometimes I should. That last race was really bad. However, they're going to drop this horse multiple classes now. And despite that last bad effort, the horse does have the best early pace and late pace combination, so much so that it has at least a 5-point advantage over everybody else. Number 1, Stay Hydrated. This one, as we see in our simulations, should be very involved early. And if this one gets the lead in the stretch, it gets extremely confident. And if it gets confident, Terry might catch that daily double. Number 6, Mo Ready. This one, yesterday, we saw that the speed started to work a little bit in the afternoon. So maybe with a fast track today, we'll see it work right out of the gates. This one does have a +9 advantage through 2 furlongs, and then a 13-point advantage through 4 furlongs. So that one's going to have a little company here based upon a little bit more recency. And then finally, Petulant Delight. It sounds like my diet. Could be a live long shot in here. Much better across the board when you look at those internal pace numbers last out. And that ended up in a tie for the top last race speed figure. I really don't have too many key horses today. So I agree with Scary. It is a tough card, but I do have a 50-cent trifecta, 1, 4, 6 with the 1, 4, with the 1, 4, 5, 6, and the 8. That takes us then, Terry, to race number 2. You drinking? Am I drinking Minimosa? No, I'm actually drinking Diet Mountain Dew. You know, I can't drink coffee. I don't like coffee. I don't like the taste. Never did. A little bit too bitter for me. But without the caffeine, nothing seems to function right. So I need the caffeine. And well, I should do something a little bit different. Maybe I should just take caffeine pills or something. Race 2 is 1 mile and 70 yards, optional claiming, $25,000. The purse is $28,000. Profile of a 1 mile, 70-yard winner does favor, again, horses with early speed, except for yesterday. 32% of which go wire to wire. There is an inside 3 bias. So Farby, how much of your work, I guess, I don't know, Lost Luggage and Girl from Outer Space, aren't they all? Those should have an advantage. 4 through 7 have a little bit of a disadvantage. Terry, what do you see in terms of early speed here?
Well, the 3 and the 7 have plenty of early speed, a lot more than the rest of the field. The 6 maybe. The 7 is actually a really good overlay, it looks like to me. It looks like normally they're really hard favorite, but I don't know that you're going to get 3.5 to 1 on that.
Well, the 7 horse, yeah, it's right here, 3 to 1. It should be 1 to 9 or something. That's crazy.
Yeah,
we'll see if that lives up to that or not.
Well, that's
right?
why I'm saying I don't know that you're going to get 3.5 to 1. So,
Well, let's see what this pace shape looks like. Go back here. It's a pretty balanced race. A little tilted maybe towards speed, as you got a whole bunch of horses up here that want to be up front. Really, the 6 horse does seem to have the most early recent speed of this group. The 4 can hang tight. It also has the most late pace and the best early speed, late pace combination. And I don't know, something about those simulations says that the 7 horse has a crack with the second best early pace, late pace combination. Terry, Better hope that 7-1 doesn't win based upon your picks.
Well, that's true. I like the number 4 Vegas Wildcat as my first pick. It's 1-for-1 at Parx Racing, drops in class today, and is trained by Jamie Ness and ridden by Ruben Silvera, and likes the distance. Number 5, Passionate Dream, won her last race at Parx Racing. Her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters, and the trainer jockey combination the last 14 days has won 2 out of 5 starts. And then number 8 is my third pick. She won last race at Parx Racing, has the highest last race speed rating, actually tied with another one. And then my long shot is number 6. She won her last race at Parx Racing and has the highest last speed rating, actually tied with the 8 horse. I'm going to play a pick 4 in this race, and I'm going to play the 4, 5, 6, and 8. I'm going to spread a little bit in this. I think that first leg's a lot more competitive. And then I'm going to go 2, 4, 7, and then the 1, 9 with the 3, 7, 9.
Yeah, I was thinking about putting a pick 4 together too in the sequence, but I felt like there's a couple upset races in here. So I just went with the 50-cent trifecta, the 3, 4, 7 with the 3, 4 with the 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Those are my picks, but I like the 3 horse in here in the second, the 4 horse in here. Vegas Wildcat as well as you do. Did run a Z pattern last time out, so it's a little bit better early. In the middle part of the race, the pace figures tailed off a little bit. And then towards the back end of the race, the horse found its second wind, so to speak. I was thinking about singling this one because it did run faster fractions at 6 furlongs than it did at 5.5 furlongs. And I'm really finding that to be a pretty successful way to find horses these days. Number 3, Lost Luggage. This one could just run back to its second career start. Went wire to wire by 6 3/4. That was its only run at Parx. If it can do the same thing, this horse with a 46% chance to get to the lead, and maybe it can do it again today. And Pop the Champagne Row, tied for the top last race speed figure. Ships in from Woodbine, so I'm not quite sure if that's a track drop or not. You could see in our 1,000 simulations, it has a chance to get to the lead and could be a good value if it actually goes off at 3 to 5. And then Passionate Dream at Parx. One time it came in second, one time it came in third. And that was its 3 runs and did lift her speed number 3 races in a row. Already walked you through what I see in this race because I did kind of like the 4 horse in here, but I just wasn't 100% certain. So I kind of waffled a little bit on that one, to be honest with you. Right. You ask Scary, how do they normally do at Parx? A lot of them, they ship down the Gulfstream too. And I noticed that a lot of the horses down at Gulfstream that were shipping in from Woodbine really weren't fit and ready to go yet. Although on the weekend, some of them started to win. So maybe some of those Woodbine horses, which have been kind of on the sidelines, not racing competitively, maybe they're starting to find their win. So far, not so good. But maybe based upon what I saw at Gulfstream, we might see something down there. Hola, amigos. How are you in Venezuela today? The third race, one Frankie Pennington. It is his best bet. So we're going to get to race number 3 right now. Are you a jockey down in Venezuela? In race number 3, he likes the Pennington horse, Muhammad Ali. How you doing, Muhammad? Good to see you again today. Let's talk a little bit about race number 3, Terry. It's 7 furlongs, optional claiming, $40,000. Non-winners of 2 lifetime. The purse is $42,000. And at 7 furlongs, Terry, tactical speed is the way to the winner's circle. Although 31% go wire to wire, there is once again an inside 3 bias. 4 through 7 play a little bit under par, and 8 and out are fair. The one horse that looked like it was going to get the lead, not today because it's on the sidelines, Terry, so that opens that up for the 2 horse.
Yeah, that's true. The other speed in this race got scratched, so I think 2 is going to have a little bit better chance. Maybe go all the way. You never know. And then there's a little bit of an overlay on that 7. Just small overlay, not too much. So that's the way I see it.
Unfortunately, jockey, that 5 horse that is scratched Pine Valley, that is the one that was being ridden by Frankie Pennington. So unfortunately, he won't be in there today. And I did have him on the top of my tickets too. In my notes, you can see, I'll show you in a second when we flip over here to the way to the winner's circle. I actually had the 5-horse. You can see right here. I put the horses I like as key horses in races at the top to remind myself. Otherwise, this old head forgets. And it was actually a key horse for me to do today too, but he's not in this spot, so he's out. Looking at the race shape, does look like most of the folks in here are going to be forwardly placed because everybody but the 8 is either a speed horse or a presser type. The 4-horse does have some early speed, but it also has the best late pace. So that makes for a good combination, perhaps a winning combination. Terry, what do you say?
All right. Well, I'm going to start off with this race with the 7-horse. He has finished in the money in 4 out of his last 5 races, trained by Scott Lake and ridden by Ruben Cerviera. And then number 4, Batter Up Bud, has a trainer who wins.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
All right. Well, he has a trainer who wins 50% of the races when taking a horse from an all-weather track to the dirt. Has a really good workout on December 30th. And
Terry, I had an idea. What do you think of this idea? Real quick, before
that?
I forget, because these things fleet, they come and they go. I was thinking one day we should put together a show where our horse racing picks, where every reason that we like a horse is a lyric from a song.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So you get to pick a band. I'll pick a band. And then, like, if you like a horse, for example, I don't know, Don't Stop Believing. Just say you pick Journey and you think a horse is a long shot. You could say something like Don't Stop Believing and then go into why you like it. Okay. I think that would be kind of fun.
Yeah. All right. We'll look at how we can do that. Sounds good.
Right,
anyway, my third pick is the 2-horse. He ran second versus similar in his last race at Parx Racing, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. And then my long shot is the number 8. He is a closer who finished second the race before last at Laurel. So no bet for me.
I see the Muppets are back. Our good friend Charles, good to see you, my man. How are you today? So go 49ers. Yes. So Charles in the 4th race. Right. We're not at the 4th race yet. Charles, how are you, Hamdi? Good to see you again. When we get to the 4th race, we do the 4th race. I know you're trying to confuse me, and at my age, it's easy, my man. But let's not. You know, when somebody's counting, when you're counting, how it confuses you. That's what Charles is trying to do to me right now. All right, for me in race number 3, I like the 7-horse. Muta Salim, consistent performer in his last 4 races, does like that distance, 2 times out, a second and a third. Number 2, Whiskey's on the Bay. Pace numbers were better from the beginning to the middle to the end of its last race. But this horse certainly loves itself some second place, ran 9 times, 1 win, 4 seconds, no thirds. El Numero Uno, Semper Fidelis, our Marines right there, rides the hot rail, drops from an allowance $50,000 at Aqueduct. This one is likely to be in peak form in our good friend Charles's favorite handicapping angle. 3rd start off a layoff. And then finally, some of the best cookies on the planet, Milano. Tough call over to 6 for me, but it is a lone closer versus a lot of early pace types. And yesterday, again, we did see some horses come from off the pace. So I'm going to do a 50-cent trifecta. Again, no key horse for me here. 1, 2, 7 with the 2, 7 with the 1, 2, 6, 7, and 8. All right, Charles, now we're going to move on to race number 4. And then Charles says in race number 4, he likes the one. Is that a cold, Charles, or is that a box? What do you got there for us? 1-9 exacta box. Charles doesn't have the cold courage today for race number 4, but he does have his picks, the 1-9, obviously in Terry and I's computer. Now we know for sure who the hack is, Terry. It is Charles. Race number 4 is 6 furlongs, claiming $7,500, 9 winners of 4. Purse is $22,000 at 6 furlongs. Early speed wins. In fact, sometimes it wins going wire to wire 37% of the time. There's a little bit of a rail penalty at 6 furlongs. So Terry is trying to buck the trend here with Frame This. And you look at the speed horse. Looks like Jet Force does have a lot of Jet Force, Terry.
That's right. You took away my comment there. Anyway, I was going to say something about that, but you look at that speed, boy. If he gets out there, they may not catch this one. It's got a nice overlay too. The only other horse with him would be the 4-horse. Got some speed, so but that overlay is pretty nice. Supposed to be a hard favorite, and it's morning line 6-1. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, it could be as much as 6-5, it looks like, and 6-1 morning line. So yeah, hopefully that one can provide some value and then come through. That's the big part, right? There is no value in losing tickets. So All right, let's look to the way to the winner's circle. It does look like this 8-horse might play along too. Does have a plus advantage through 4 furlongs. This 9-horse right here, these are numbers I like to see. It's a pressure horse, but it does have a plus 10 early pace, late pace combination. Remember yesterday, there was a horse that had like a 20, and I said they don't win. They don't usually lose like this. The 9 might not win, but man, it sure should be a factor. Maybe a good horse to do exactas and trifectas around, just like Charles did. The 1 horse does have a lot of late pace, although, Terry, I do worry about that rail bias against you. But tell me why the rail bias is not going to hurt you today.
Well, I think the reason why is that this horse has won 2 of the last 3 races and has a highest last race speed rating. Then I like the 9 Classy Sadie. She's finished in the money 4 out of the last 5 races, winning 2 of those races. I like these horses that are consistent like that. And then number 7, Holly Girl, won her last race at Parx Racing and is improving her speed rating in the last 3 races. And then I like number 8 as my long shot. Drops in class today, has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. I'm going to bet a $10 win ticket on the 1.
So yesterday, Scary today says if you get 6-1 on Jet Force, run to the windows. There was that horse yesterday. I can't remember the name of the horse off the top of my head. Maybe you remember, Scary. I know it wasn't the Irish Force. It was the other 1 horse that we talked about, where it had all the early speed and it looked like it was an overlay too, but it ended up going off at 9-5 and actually won the race. Jet Force kind of reminds me of that horse yesterday. Maybe you could, and I know we both had him as top picks there, and we talked about that right there. High voltage, yes, thank you. I appreciate that. That's 100% fact. So high voltage looked very similar on paper yesterday as Jet Force does today. Hopefully it doesn't go off at 8-5. Maybe we can get 3-1, 4-1, somewhere in that respect. For me in race number 4, Terry, I'm going to start off with the 9-horse Classy Sadie. Like I said, that late pace, early pace combination, when that starts to go double digits, I can't pass on those, especially for a horse that's been at Parx 10 times, 2 wins, 6 seconds, 2/3, 10 for 10 in the money, has that really strong early pace, late pace advantage, a good horse to factor your bets around. Number 1, Frame This, deep closer, has that very strong late pace advantage. At Parx ran 14 times, more of a second and a third place horse, though, because won twice in those 14 efforts, but 10 times finished either second, or third, splitting them up 5-5. Number 8, Jet Force, does have that early pace advantage at 4 furlongs, and one that's likely, again, to take advantage of the Charles angle on the 3rd layoff. Number 7, Halle Girl, creeping up the speed ladder in its last 3 races. I'm going to do a 50-cent pick 4. I probably regret not putting the 8 in there, but got to keep myself to our $100 challenge. So I'm going to go 1-9 with the 3-7-8, with the 1-4-6, with the 2-4. I'd like to try to have some money that I can put in every race, just in case. You know, we saw the other day, even though I got DQ'd out of it, if you just get one trifecta, even yesterday with that 4-horse that I said was going to kill your bet, it just turned out it killed mine too, because it didn't finish 3rd. But you get one of those long shots in, that trifecta with the 4 finishing second, I think pay like $125, something like that, Terry. So it can cover your whole day. And that's really my goal, is to find one ticket that covers your whole day. First race may let us know if the closers have a chance. Yeah, absolutely, for sure. We'll find. I expect the track, because it did speed up yesterday, hopefully to be faster again today, because that's kind of how I handicapped again. Let's see. Race 1 is going to get started here in just a second. So let's see how it plays out, guys. All right. You know, my funny thing is with Twin Spires, I have to go to race number 2 to watch the video for race number 1, because if I'm on race 1 and then I press video, it says it's not available. And pig waving. And pink waving. Not quite sure what you mean by that, Albert. All right, here we go. Let's see. So while we're waiting, Hamdi Yaman, thank you for the thumbs up on Facebook. We appreciate that. Same with you, Jimmy Little. If you like what you see, like Barry said, let's hit the thumbs up today. Hit the subscribe buttons. Our goal is to get to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. So tell your friends, your horse player friends about us. Hit the subscribe button. And then, of course, we got the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, all at Horse Race the number 2 day. All right. Well, they haven't run yet, so we're going to tell you in just a second who won the first race. I hear Jessica man, Jessica Paquette in my ear. She hasn't started yet, and they're off. So the one horse looks like it's going to take the lead in race number 1. And it looked like we had the one horse at a 49% chance to have the lead. He does indeed have the lead, followed closely by the 4 horse. Oh, no, that's the 6 horse. Excuse me. The 6 horse is right in there for second. And that is Mo Ready. I'm getting confused because listening to Jessica Paquette in my ear. All right. So you got the 1 horse that's on the lead right now, followed by the 3 horse. That is Lookout Lambo in second. But the 6 horse, Mo Ready, decided it wants to become part of the action here. On the outside, it looks to me like the 8 horse, My Man Elvis, wants to be involved as well. The 4 horse kind of saving a little bit of ground, running upon the between horses in the pack. I think it's going to run into a wall, though. Could have a little bit of a challenge. Really slow opening quarter of 25-1. That means Stay Hydrated should have a pretty good shot to take this field wire to wire. Although the 6 is looming up on the outside, they haven't really asked themselves to go. They are asking the 4 horse already to make some moves. I don't know that the 4 is going to be able to use its closing ability to get involved. We'll see. I think the 1 horse looks like it's got a pretty good shot to take this race wire to wire. The question is your place money. It looks like the 3 is going to come up the rail and maybe screw a lot of stuff up for the both of us there, Terry. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But he's definitely gotten the better of the 6. The 4 horse looks like it's starting to get its legs now. And this, some really weird racing lately where a lot of horses that give up leads give them back up again, right? So the 6 horse now, after the 3 passed him, so the 4 is going to come in for second, maybe. I don't know. No, 3 horses battling. Really weird racing lately. So it's going to go 1, 3, 6, 4. 1, 3, 6, 4. So Terry's off to the start with his daily double. The 1 horse, Indeed Scary, did get to the lead and then stayed there. So really nothing coming from the back of the pack today in the first race as everybody up front kind of stayed there. So
yeah, it sounds like maybe the speed is going to do a good job today.
So Hamdi is Tayfun and Hamdi. So, all right. He's dual YouTube personalities. All right. So we did race number 5, right, Terry?
No, we haven't.
We didn't do race number 5. All right. So let's do race 5 right now. Race 5 is 7 furlongs. This one is a maiden claiming $25,000 for a purse of $26,000 at 7 furlongs, as we talked about a little bit earlier. You want horses that have a little bit of tactical speed, although 31% of the horses do go wire to wire. We saw speed hold up there in race number 1. The inside 3, so Cape Nedic, Little Muji, and Cry It Up could have a little bit of a pace advantage. 4 through 7 play a little bit under par, and then 8 and out, they're fair, Terry. This one could be a little bit quick on the front end with 3 that look like they want to challenge each other.
Yeah. It looks like to me the 7, 3, and 8 want to go out there, and the 7 looks like it has a little more speed than the other 2. The 3 is actually a nice overlay. Supposed to be less than even money, and it's morning line 4-1. If that 7 has Ruben Severa and Ness again, that's that good combination. But that 3 can sit right behind that 7 maybe and close at the end to catch that 7.
Yeah, it looks like Cry It Up is the one with the best overlay. 4-1 morning line. Looks like it could be as low as 1-1. Should be a part of the early pace. We'll see if it is indeed a part of the winner's circle. Looking at race number 5 with all of these maiden horses, you see the down arrows. So the horses are dropping in class. The horses with flat are running at the same level. Nobody's moving up in level, so there's not an up arrow in here today. The 3 and the 7 do have the most early pace according to my recency numbers. So these 2 right here could get and then fade as the race moves along. That's typically what I see happen. I do like to see this combination here with the 1 because it does have the most late pace. It is dropping in class. So I would expect because of that drop, it could move a little bit forward, Terry, relative to what it's shown so far. What do you say?
All right. Well, in this race here, I like that 7, Big Ambition. She drops in class today and is trained by Jamie Ness and ridden by Ruben Silviera. And that combination we keep talking about. Number 3, Cry It Up, ran second versus similar her last race as the favorite. But this trainer wins 24% of the time when bringing back a favorite to race again, a beaten favorite. And then number 9, she ran second versus similar her last race at Parx Racing. My long shot is the 6 Old Head. She has speed and has a trainer wins 39% of the races when taking a horse from a sprint to a route to a sprint. And they added Lasix today. So no bet for me today.
So in race number 5, Scary says service with Pennington 10-1 morning line. Don't leave Old Head off of your tickets. That is the 6 horse. This is a lethal combination. Yes, service is a lethal combination. And the Philadelphia result right there. Maryland Kushin Alam in first race. Well, they went 1, 3, 6, and 4. I agree with you. Those fractions were really slow, Scary, in that first race. I mentioned they went off in 25-1. And at that point, you kind of know that the one horse is going to be very difficult to beat because they went so slow. But still, you didn't see really much close in on the other side and the backside either. But maybe they were going too slow to close. We'll probably find out. Maybe the track is really heavy too. It'd be hard to get out in front. Not last week, but the week before they were canceled at Parx because they're having some track issues. So I'd imagine they're still working with the track to get it where they want it. For me in race 5, number 3, Cry It Up, top last race speed figure, did have a decent workout between races after being beaten as the favorite. Number 8, She Got the Best of Me, did run a small Z pattern in that last race, which was its debut. Did show some early speed in that race and has some maintenance workouts in between. I like that combination. Number 7, Big Ambition is a class dropper. Does ship in from Laurel Park, Terry's top pick. Has that early speed, getting that shot of Lasix. I like early speed with Lasix. They tend to complement one another. And then number 9, Divinari at Parx, 3 times out, no wins, 2 seconds, nothing else on the back end. And this one's turning back to a sprint after going longer last time out. I'm going to do a 50-cent try, 3-7-8 with the 3-8, 3, 4, 7, 8, and 9. Because, again, not a whole lot of stuff in here today that I feel as key horses. Let's see. Himjano in race number 7, the 6, the 9, the 5, the 10. I'm not quite sure. 7C, I'm not quite sure what that means. Could Grano El Premia. I'm not sure what that means either, Terry. I should get Google Translate on here, right? The park, the park we're doing today is Parx in Ben Salem, Pennsylvania. Race number 6 at Parx, Terry, is a some 7 furlong again. 7 furlongs claiming 12.5. Purse is 24 grand. Again, tactical speed at 7 furlongs. 31% wire to wire. Inside is better than the middle, and the outside not as good as inside, but better than the middle. In race number 6, Terry, what do you see in terms of the race early pace?
Well, it looks like to me that 4 and that 2 has the pace, the early pace, and maybe a little bit with the 3 connecting. So I think that this is going to be won by one of those speed horses. Tell you the truth, I actually think, even though I picked Stevie T, I think the speed horses might just do pretty well. As far as overlays, 7 looks like it's about the best overlay. So.
Yeah, Bob and our miss 15-1 morning line looks like it should be closer to 7-2. In case you're just joining us, 1,000 simulations for early speed based upon early pace figures, and then 1,000 simulations based upon speed figures to see how often they would win those races. And that 15-1 morning line, according to the 1,000 simulations, maybe closer to 7-2. So maybe some value in Bob and our missed. All right, Terry, let's take a look and see what the race shape looks like for race number 6. Don't have a whole lot of early speed in here aside from the 2. It's shown that it can get to the front and stay up there. The 3 and the 4 in the middle, they might have the most early speed for sure. They do have the best combination of early speed and late speed, so they put pressure on that too. It could fold. If you're looking for some late speed, again, that one horse will be coming at the end, Terry. Maybe we can see a bunch of 1s on the card today.
It might be happening. I like the number 6 DVT, finished as the highest last race speed grading, and it drops in class today. The Enforcer, the 4, has finished in the money in 3 of his last 4 races. He won one of those starts. Then I like the 5 as my 3rd pick. He ran 2nd versus Tupper in his last race and drops in class today. I like as my long shot, the number 1, Where's the Passion? He finished third versus Tougher in his last race. The rail post is winning at 18% clip, and he drops in class today. And I'm not going to make a bet on this one either.
So Serial Killers, that's a heck of a name. He's got the one horse in this race. I do think I have this figured out now. So in race number 7, Hipsimo likes the 6, and then race number 9, he likes the 5. Race number 10 likes the 2, and race number 11 likes the 6 horse. I think I got that right now. So we'll get back to that when we get back to race number 7 coming up. That's a single ticket pick 4 for you. That's a pick 4 of integrity. That takes courage. I like in race number 6, the 4 horse Enforcer. I do think this one gets to the lead and has the top early pace late combination in the field. Could be tough to beat. Looks like fair odds where it is right now. Your 6, Stevie T, good combination of top last race speed figure, dropping in class. And that speed figure has been increased the last couple of races in a row. And what I like about that is it showed some better late pace in its last effort. Number 1, Where's the Passion? Does ride that hot rail. More energy in the first half mile. Does have that top late pace figure in there. And then finally, Bob in our midst. Take a flyer on the class dropper that showed a little octane early on in its last. I'm going to do a 50-cent try box with the 1, the 4, the 6, and the 7. And my real purpose behind that was hoping that 7 horse would actually be the one that popped up in here and hit as the long shot today. Next one is race number 7, Terry, which is 6.5 furlongs, claiming for $12,500, non-winners of 3 lifetime. Purse is $24,000. 6.5 furlongs favors horses, again, with tactical speed. Not much different than 7 furlongs, although 32% go wire to wire. There is a slight rail bias. So in race number 7, you could see the 1 horse in here, Romantic Comedy, which does have some early speed, get out to the front and maybe never give it up. Terry, do you think that's a chance that could happen?
It could happen. The 3 horse has lots of speed also along with the 1. So I think they could maybe go head and head, and it might be that a horse like the 2 could come and get them. And then as far as overlays go, I think the 7 has about the best, about the best overlay.
Yeah, 20 to 1 morning line, maybe fair value closer to 5 to 1. So a horse that might be one that you want to consider for your tickets. All right, let's see if our race shape favors any particular horse in here. It does look like the 3 and the 7 could have a little bit of sketchiness there. 3 horse should be near the front. Not a whole lot in between it and these pressure closer types. So I think you'll see the 3 and the 7, that long shot there with a good value, press forward. They'll be chased by this group here, probably led by the 1 horse because it does have some early pace. The 4 and the 6 are the ones that have the most late legs. So I think you're going to probably see the winner come from that 3, the 1, the 4, the 6, something in that group. Maybe the 2 horse in there as well. Terry, what do you think?
All right. Well, in this race here, I like the number 2 horse. She's finished in the money in her last 2 races since coming in from Churchill Downs. She won one of those starts. And then number 4, Rainbow Trout. She finished 3rd versus Tougher in her last race. Drops in class today. Number 1, Romantic Comedy, is my 3rd pick. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and the rail post is winning in a 19% clip. And then I like the number 5 is my long shot. She talks too much. She likes Parx Racing. Finishing in the money 56% of the races there, winning 9% of those. And she's finished in the money at this distance 66% of the times and won 33% of those races. I'm going to make a $10 bet on the number 2, and then I'm going to play a small little pick 5. I'm going to single the 2 in the first leg, the 8 in the second leg, use the 2, 4, 5 in the third leg, the fourth leg, 2, 4, 6, and then single the 10 in the last leg.
In race number 7, my preference is the 2 horse 2, Pontiffany at Parx 2 times, 1 win, 1 second, and did up the speed figure the last 3 races. So a horse that's definitely trending in the right direction right now. Number 4, Rainbow Trout, drops in class after running a Z pattern last time out. Top late pace in this group. It should be close to the front as well. So we do agree on this first 3 horses right in order. Romantic Comedy could get to the lead, gets that rail bias. Potentially better in the 3rd race off a layoff. And I was actually thinking about moving this one even higher up the rankings because of the bullet workout in between races. So for me, the 2, the 4, and the 1 are all kind of like 1, 1A, 1X. So they're almost an entry for me. Number 3, 7 years later, I think you have to give this one a chance because, again, if you look at the way that the race shape played out in here, let me see if my mouse wants to cooperate with me. No, it doesn't. I don't know why it does this sometimes where it gets stuck on one screen but doesn't want to go to the other. But the way this race shape plays out, the 3-horse should get close to the front. And then if you look at its opportunity to get to the front, it looks like it has a 52% chance to get on a lead. So I think you got to give this one a shot to maybe go wire to wire in race number 7. And now I'm going to do a 50-cent trifecta. 1, 2, 4 with the 2, 4 with the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. Thank you. We appreciate that, Arsenio Martinez. Thank you for joining us. If you like what you see, Arsenio or Scary or everybody else, if you haven't done so yet, please hit the subscribe button. Please give us a thumbs up on Facebook. Follow us on all of our social sites. It helps us with the technology algorithms. They'll bring our show to more people than when they do the searches in Google or on YouTube. In race number 8, Terry, we're going to run 6 furlongs again. This one's optional claiming for $16,000. The purse is $28,000. 6 furlongs, you want to have some speed, about 30%, go wire to wire, and you don't want to ride the rail, Terry. If you're looking for speed in here, Jovial and Son of a Beast. Those are the 2 that are probably going to get to the front.
Yeah, you're correct about that. I think those 2 are going to go out head to head, and I think something's going to get them from coming from behind. There's a lot of speed in this race. Anyway, the 4 and the 5 are actually the best overlays also in here. So.
Yeah, it does look like those 2 can get to the front and challenge for the win. We'll see if indeed that is the case when they hit the tape. There's a scratch here, the 3-horse, not involved. Otherwise, everybody else in this race wants to be pretty much forwardly placed. You got a trio up here that want that battle for the lead, the 4, the 5, and the 7. Looks to me like the 4 and the 5 have more speed than the 7. The 5 actually has a better combination of early speed and late speed. The 3-horse, which did have the top late pace figures, not involved. The 6 doesn't have the closer's kick, so I don't know that he might not be in the back and stay there. You should see some good action out of the 1 as well as they come to finish up this race, Terry. How do you bet it?
All right. Well, I like in this race that number 8, Steely Danza. Finished in the money in 7 races out of his last 8 races, winning one of those races, has a high percentage winning jockey. Number 4, Jovial, has finished 3rd versus similar in his last race. His best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. That number 5, Son of Beast, drops in class today and has several good workouts coming into this race. And then the number 1, Hot Spot, has closed to finish 2nd in his last race. And I'm going to bet a $10 win ticket on the number 8 horse. And I'm going to play a small little pick 4. I'm going to use the 8 as a single with the 2, 4, 5, with the 2, 4, 6, with the 8, 10.
I like the 4 horse in here. Charles also has a pick 4, 4, 5, 8 with the, see, he is in the computer with the 1, 2, 5, 8. And then he has the 2, 4, and then the 10. So Charles clearly in the computer and they're checking in our picks. I forgot to say it in race number 7, Hippisimo, like the 6 horse back there in race number 9. He likes the 5 horse. So we haven't got the race number 9 yet. So we'll get to that coming up. For me, in race number 8, too many numbers in my head right now. I like Jovial. This guy costs $450,000, Terry. He's a pretty expensive horse, far more expensive than all of the other horses in this race combined. So they bucked up for this one. Looks like he's maybe starting to come into the form that they paid for because it did carry its speed a lot longer in that last race. And if he could just wind back to when he won the maiden claiming race, I think it was at Parx, just smoke the field, would be an easy winner here. Number 5, Son of a Beast. That December 21st work, if you look in the past performances, is really fast. And if I had Charles's money, I might think about buying this one. Number 8, Steely Danza, cuts back from 7 furlongs to 6 furlongs, which is a distance that he likes to run second at. 9 times out, 1 win, 5 seconds, and a 3rd. And then finally, Hot Pot. Tough call for me over that 6 horse in this spot. But this one should be closer to the front and has a little bit more late pace. I'm going to do a 50-cent pick 4-2, 4, 5, 8 in race number 8. Race number 9 gets the 1, the 4, the 5, and the 8. Race number 10, I'm going to single up the 2 in there. So a little bit of a preview as the horse I like the most on the card today. And then finally in race number 11, the 2, the 6, the 6, 8, 10, and 11. Let's move on to race number 9, Mr. Terry Hollywood Hay. And in race number 9, we got let's see what we got cooking in race. I got to put the right banner in here, though. So when people come later on, they'll know what race we're on. 6.5 furlongs claiming $40,000. The purse is 40 grand as well. Again, 6.5 furlongs. You want to have some tactical speed. 32% go wire to wire. There is a little bit of a rail bias. 2 and out, play fair. And once again, Terry, we see on the 1 horse has some early speed. Looks like an overlay. Can we get a nice price here?
Or I don't know. You might be able to, but there's a lot of speed in this race. There's actually the 1, 3, 8, and 2 have plenty of speed. The 6 got some speed also. But I think they're going to go out and run head to head and push each other. And I think that 4 is going to come from off the pace and catch them. And as you said, the overlay is the 1 is a good overlay, and so is the 3 for that matter.
All right. See, it looks like 444. He likes this L4444, right? Donde es cara de Parx. I don't know. Ven. I do know some Spanish, but not a lot. Hola, buenas tardes. Yes, indeed. Buenas tardes. Joel, we appreciate you joining us today. Let's look at the pace setup for this race, Terry. This is race 9, right? We have our first instance of a left arrow horse, Terry, the 1 horse, the first one today. Yesterday, that 4 horse was a left arrow horse, went off at 21-1, finished second. This 1 horse is a pressure closer, but its early speed figure should put it in contention with the 3 and the 6. This race has a little bit of speed up front, not a whole lot. So I expect it to be a tight pack and maybe the 4 with some late pace in here. I think it'll be a competitive race down the end. What do you say in terms of how you line them up?
Okay, well, in this race here, I like the number. Let's see, we're on 9, right?
Yep. we
Yeah,
are
I
9. There's a lot going on today, Terry. I know. I feel you. I feel you, brother.
Yeah.
There's information coming at us from every angle.
It is, yeah. Number 4, Kobe B. Finished in the money in the last 6 races, winning 4 of those races, has a good 4 furlong workout. So this horse is very competitive. Number 5, Mr. Hustle, came in from Laurel and finished 3rd in his first start at Parx Racing. So he seems to be all right with this track. Number 2, Dr. Steve, my 3rd pick, has won 2 out of his last 3 races. Second in the last race and has a good workout on December 29th. And then I like as a long shot, number 3, this cat can jump, has plenty of speed, and has done well in Parx Racing in the past. I'm going to not do a bet in this race.
In race number 9, which I believe we're on race 9, Kobe B gets my call too at Parx 5 times out. No wins, but did finish 2nd and 3rd 2 times each. At the distance, does have a couple of wins in 3 tries and a 3rd in there. This guy's been a real high-end performer in the last 4 races and has some nice workouts getting ready. So I think you're going to see continued sharpness out of Kobe B. I'm going to give that left arrow horse, Breezy Gust, a chance here, Terry. Is dropping from a non-graded stakes race, and this track, Parx, is his track. 19 races, 6 wins, 3 seconds, and 4 thirds. Has that rail, which gets a little bit of a bias, has that early speed, might get out front, never give it up. Number 8, Nuclear Option, won his last race going wire to wire, did that by 8 lengths. And that was his first try at the Parx course. And then today, going to cut a little bit of weight off too. Number 5, Mr. Hustle, another one of those very consistent performers for the most consistent duo at Parx, Jamie Ness and Ruben Silvera. And they do a 50-cent trifecta, the 148 with the 1-4, with the 1, the 3, the 4, the 5, and the 8. And I'm really hoping that the 1 horse can take this home at a price. Kind of reminds me of that high velocity 2 horse yesterday, Scary, and that horse that can get out front and be tough to catch. All right, let's look at, let's see, is race number 2 about ready to kick off, Terry? No, we still have enough time to probably get through. Race number 10 is this one is a 1 mile and 70 yards, race number 10. It's allowance. This is the big race on the card today. It does have a couple of scratches. They were late scratches too. The purse is $52,000 at 1 mile and 70 yards. You always want to have fast horses, it looks like, at Parx. 32% go wire to wire at the 1M 70-yard distance. Again, you get an inside 3 and an 8-out bonus. The 8-out doesn't come into play here today, Terry. if you're looking for speed, the goddess of snakes might be the goddess of wheels.
That's right. There's a lot of, she's got a lot of speed along with that 3. But I think that maybe they might do what a lot of these horses do sometimes, is both go out there and try to take that lead and give it up for somebody coming off the pace, which may just be the 4. The overlay in here is the 1 horse. If you look at that, he's supposed to.
But it's scratched though, so it's not.
Oh, that's right. He is scratched. Yeah. Oh well.
It's
okay.
That's why I make them red. So it's a cue for me, so I don't forget, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I scratch things out, I write things down, and somehow I still manage to forget. We do see there are a couple scratches. The 1 is out, the 7 is out. And if you look at this race shape, man, it really should set up for the 2 or the 3, because if these 2 guys should get to the front, everybody else wants to close. There's no excuse for these 2 to go too fast. They should be able to run some reasonable fractions. If they go too fast, that's some really bad jockeymanship. If they do, the 4 and the 5 are the ones that should be able to run them down. I don't think with only 2 heading out to the front that they're really going to go too fast, Terry, but you think they might, because you're picking one of them to come by him at the end.
That's right. I think they may just go a little too fast, because that's been the way it's happened in the past. I like the 4 Peach Perfect to come from off the pace. She finished in the money in 9 out of 10 career starts at Parx Racing. She won 2 of those and has a high percentage winning jockey. And then the number 2, the Goddess of Snakes, is trained by Jamie Ness, who wins 30% of the races when taking a horse from a sprint to a route. And then she's ridden by Ruben Silveira. Number 6, Queen Lucky, is my 3rd pick. Finished 3rd versus similar in her last race. Has a high percentage winning jockey and has a good 4 furlong workout. My long shot would be number 3, Coach Has 6 Aces. She has 2 races at Parx Racing. She's won. Okay, no bet.
All right, so race number 2 is just about to kick off. They're drumming into the gates right here. Terry's starting it off with a pick 4, the 4, 5, and 6, 8 with the 2, 4, 7, with the 1, 9, with the 3, 7, 9. I'm just going to do a trifecta with the 3, 4, 7. According to our analysis here, it does look like Lost Luggage and Pop the Champagne Roll should be the 2 that challenge for the lead when the gates pop open and the dirt starts flying. So let's see, because they're about to giddy up and go, how it plays out. They're all lined up right now. It looks to me like they're just waiting for the starter's assistant to hop in with the 8, and in he is. The whoa, 2 horses getting a little crazy. How much are you worth? And that upset the 3 horse a little bit, but they have seemed to calm. And out the gates they come. And it looks to me like, indeed, we have the 6 horse out there challenging for the lead, well, which did show had about a 9% chance to get to the lead. But the 4 horse to the inside, Vegas Wildcat, says enough of that. And that's the one that actually got the lead. So Vegas Wildcats, followed by the 6 horse, which is I guess. I don't know what the hell that means. But those 2 horses are out to the front. It looks to me like they're traveling kind of fast. So it'll be interesting to see what these opening quarters are at 1 mile and 70 yards, because the 23 and 4, yes, much faster than they ran in the last race. So let's see if indeed there is a speed bias, because the fractions this time out are much, much quicker. The 2 horse, how much are you worth, is in 3rd place at 15-1. The 1 horse down on the rail, Farabee, to the inside of that. It looked to me like it was the 8 horse. It's tough to tell, really. Sometimes the 4 horse is starting to fade a little bit, so that doesn't work out well. That 6 horse, jockey's looking between his legs to see if anybody's coming. Indeed, it looks like the 5 horse is going to give it a run. So it does look to me like speed is going to hold up again here, Terry, because that 6 horse is probably going to go wire to wire at 25-1, which would be a hell of a way for you to start your pick 4, my friend. I think that's what's going to happen too. Either that or
my double too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that would be great for your double. I don't see really anybody closing in. And if they do, it's not going to be a price. 5 horses starting to make up a little bit of ground, but not really. It's going to be the 6 horse. So way to go, Terry, with that double. It's going to go 6, 5, 8, and I think 1. So absolutely looking like speed's going to hold up there today, Terry.
If
Good call on that 6.
If it goes 6, 5, 8, then now you've got the try there too. So I didn't bet it, but I've got it.
So it did go 6, 5, 8. Good call.
All right.
Terry.
Thank you very much. $52 winner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hopefully some of you played that. Terry's pick 4 right there. Yeah, I wish Spanish. So they just did run race number 2. It went 6, 5, and 8. So Terry had the 6 up here, went off at 52-1. So Terry could be sitting on a nice ticket. So I hope that everybody played his pick 4 right there. He's going to have to come through with that 1-9. I do like that in there. Charles in race 10 likes the 10 horse. We just finished up. I haven't talked about race 10 yet. So for me in race number 10, to clean that up, I like the Goddess of Snakes. Does have a +9 early pace late combination. Again, closing in on double digits. That last race was better than it looked on paper with better fractions at 7 furlongs than 6.5. Can't leave Peach Perfect off. That's my dog's name, Peach, and she is indeed perfect, my chubby blonde Labrador girlfriend. Did run the top last race speed figure, increased her speed number 3 races in a row, and could be potentially better in the second round off the sidelines. Number 3, coach has 6 aces, got a couple of them up his sleeve apparently. Does have a +6 early pace advantage through 4 furlongs. This guy's an all or nothing horse. Either wins 2 times in 6 races or nothing else. And then with all the scratches, the only one that's left for me in here is, well, it looks like the 6 horse is scratched out of here. So I just have the 2, the 4, and the 6. And I'll fill something in there as my 4th choice when I post everything over at horseracingtoday.net about 10-15 minutes after the show is up. You'll see all of our picks along with the, actually, I think that was supposed to be the 7 horse that scratched, not the 6. So forgive me. Let me make that change in here. So indeed, I do have the 6 horse. I apologize. That is the one that is scratched. This one is not, I don't believe. Hold on. Where are you at? Right here. This one is not scratched. So that one gets to go black and take the strike throughout. So I am going to go. And then I'm going to play a $1 double 2 with the 6, 8, 10, and 11. Charles likes, there's no 10 in race number 10, Charles. I think you meant race number 11, which is where we're going to go right now. Looks like 6-3, indeed. Jose Gomez coming in pretty good. Looks like we've made it, Charles and Terry, because we have the people asking you if you want girlfriends. I'm going to put that guy into timeout, although that's probably not a bad idea for some. All right, so he's back again. He's just one of those people that loves to do the spam stuff. All right, race number 11. Let's clean up this card and a little bit of confusion for me. Race number 11, 1 mile, 70 yards, claiming 7,500. Non-winners of 1 in a year. The purse is 21,000. Again, at 1 mile and 70 yards. Speed plays, 32%. Go wire to wire. It's an inside 3, bonus outside 8, bonus 4 through 7 under par. And all of the speed looks like it's on the outside. And this is where Charles likes the 10 horse.
Yeah, that's true. The 2 horses on the outside, the 10 and 11, show plenty of speed. I think if the 10 gets out there, may lead all the way. And I think the overlays are the 10 with the 9 and the 5. So,
indeed. So the final time, our way to the winner's circle worksheet shows the 3 and the 9, 2 horses that had some versatility. The 3 and 9 not participating today. The 7 is out, so that kind of balances the race a little bit. Although it's not a ton of speed up in here up front. The 11 has clearly the most early speed. And again, if we go ahead and look at our way to the winner, our 1,000 simulations, the 11 has a 62% chance. So I think Deckology is the one that's going to be up front. I think that's the one that's going to challenge that 10 and maybe give it a little bit of a hard time, perhaps at a price, Terry. But you think the 10's got it made in the shade.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's it because I've singled it in my pick 5. The 11 does scare me a little bit, but you just can't pick them all, I guess. Mm-hmm. I like that 10. He has won his last 2 races in a row, so he's going for a hat trick, and that's another angle I love. And number 8, Macho Eddie, is my second pick. He drops in class today, and his early running speed will help his chances. Number 2, Acker, won his last race, has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer, who in the last 14 days has won 2 out of 14 starts. And then number 5 is my long shot, Mr. Thrifty. He ran second versus similar in his last race, has the highest last speed figure at today's distance, and I'm going to bet a $10 win ticket on that 10.
All right, you and Charles. When you and Charles agree, that means it's a lock, Charles. Angular Warrior, I like the 10 horse too. It makes it 3 out of 3. Won the last 2 races that were at this 1 mile, 70 yard distance and just widened his length of margin of victory in every one of them. Number 6, Magnetron has the top late pace, the best early speed, late speed combination in the field. Top last race speed figure and dropping a class. Again, a combination I'm a fan of. Mucho Macho Eddie, Ruben Silvera, Jamie Ness. Can't overlook them. Can't overlook the chance that the horse will be better in its second start off a layoff. And I got that mixed up because the 11 horse is actually my third pick. Deckology could be that lone price. And today we are seeing speed so far hold up. Let's see if that can continue throughout the day. If it does, Deckology could be the one to beat. That's why I included in the top three of my trifecta, 6, 10, 11, with the 6, 10, with the 2, 6, 8, 10, and 11. Terry, if you had taken Terry's 4 horses in race number 2 and you boxed them together for a $1 trifecta box, $24, you would have gotten $883 back. So Terry, way to go, man. I hope that you're able to take this pick 4 all the way through, because at $52 on top, that is going to be a huge number for you, which would basically guarantee that you have a positive ROI for the month of January.
That's right. And that $100 double I just collected makes it everything I collect from the second race on is pure profit.
Indeed. And you can tell that, and that fires my man Terry up. You know what else fires my man Terry up is when he has a chance to make a bet at college basketball. I don't know. Do you bet college basketball? I know what you do bet, Terry. You do bet at Sunland Park. That is the free track today at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. You can head on over there. There's a link in the description down below. Facius is the early best bet in race number 1 at 2-1. So you can go over and check that out. And also there's a link down in the description below for picks to the professor. If you're going to bet college basketball, now that college football is over, the NFL playoffs are about to start, and the 49ers are about to go bye-bye, thankfully, for you and Charles.
Hey,
you can go check that out. And then, of course, you can support this show by heading over to our shop, which, again, there is a link down below. You can get the 11 hat. You can get the baby blues to match Terry's baby blues, the 3-horse. Please hit that button down in the description down below. Pick yourself up some horse racing today gear. That's the way to support the show. And how else can folks support the show, Terry?
Well, they excuse me. This is subscribe on YouTube and give us hit the little bell so you get the notice that it's coming. Give us thumbs up. Give us thumbs up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and at Horse Race, the number 2 day. And anyway, have a great day the rest of the day, as I think I'm going to, because my horse paid $52.40 in that race. We'll see what happens. Be careful with all this weather. Some more weather coming in here to Northern California, I guess, tomorrow. So it's going to be tough. And then this weekend's supposed to be tough. But give your loved ones lots of love.
Indeed. Good advice. Give your loved ones a lot of love, and give the people around you a reason to smile today, right? Be that guy or that girl today that makes everybody feel a little bit better about themselves. Lift people up. No need to bring other people down. All right, Terry, you and I will be back next week. Charles will step in tomorrow. We'll take a good look at Gulfstream Park on Thursday. Charles and I will be back again, same time. We'll tackle Aqueduct. Be off Friday. I'm going to head off to a handicapping contest on Friday and Saturday. See if I can finally qualify to go out to Las Vegas. Maybe on Saturday too. We'll see how that all plays out as the week wears on. Again, tonight, make sure you join Sean and Julie as they'll say hello and introduce you to Madison Oliver, a young jockey, got her first career win on the upswing. There's a lot of young women jockeys that are really doing well, Terry, which is it should be fun to follow their careers. And then again, tomorrow, Sean and Jamie will be back. The best way to make sure you don't miss anything is follow us on all of our social sites. Again, one last time before we check out of here, here's all of our picks for the entirety of what's left on the Parx race card. Terry's off to a smoking hot start. Hopefully he can close out that pick 4, and I can pick it up in the back half of the card. All right, Terry, no matter if you're betting Parx, you're going to bet Sunland Park a little bit later on the day. You're going to check out picks with the professor for college basketball, no matter what it is that you're doing. Hold on one second. One final comment before we get out of here. Again, I wish I did a little bit better of my Spanish. Park de segunda ex favor agria etienne. Something about time. I'm not sure about it. Our time is 10:30 a.m. Central is when we'll start tomorrow. All right, Terry. Whether you're in Venezuela, you're in Chicago, you're in California, no matter where you are, we hope. Here we go, 6, 5, 8, and 3. We hope like that 6 horse at 52-1 your day and everything you do ends up in
the winner's circle.
Yes. Thanks for joining us. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow with Charles for the sun and fun at Gulfstream Park.